Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Scott here, and today I'm going to talk about how the Lakers could learn from the Rockets. With the Rockets currently standing at the top of the Western Conference, they have surprised everyone with how well they've played this season. Their success ultimately comes down to their structure and how efficient they are on the offensive end. They are a team of veterans that have come together to play in a system that is built around James Harden and Chris Paul. No matter how good they do in the playoffs, their system is what helped them become so dominant this season. Because they don't have four all-stars like the Warriors, they needed to come up with a system that was built around Harden and CP3. A lot of their possessions are played either in isolation or pick and rolls, with one of those two as the ball handler, along with multiple shooters spreading the floor. Through this system, they always test the defense because they don't care what shot they get as long as it's open. With how successful this system has been for them, it is something many teams could learn from, and specifically the Lakers. While the Lakers are more set up to play like the Warriors, if they learn to play some possessions like the Rockets, they would be more successful. Before the arrival of Chris Paul, the Rockets were 3rd in the NBA in pace. Now they're pretty average at 13th. What this shows is they were able to slow their game down to fit Chris Paul's style. For the Lakers, they currently lead the league in pace and are not very much a half-court oriented team. But if the Rockets were able to adjust, so could the Lakers. This season, the Rockets led the league in isolation plays, with James Harden being the outright leader in that category, with 9.6 isolation possessions per game, as well as scoring 11.8 points in isolation per game. With Harden's ability to create his own opportunities in isolation, as well as distribute to open teammates, it has made them so efficient that they'll be hard to stop in the playoffs. For the Lakers, they don't play very much in isolation, but that has to be because they don't have a superstar offensive player like Harden on their roster. While they get a lot of their points in transition and playing through the flow of their offense, I think if they had a reliable isolation player, they'd be much better at the end of games. The Lakers rely mainly on one player whenever they do decide to play isolation, and that is Brandon Ingram. Ingram averages 2.5 isolation possessions per game, which is 1.3 more than Julius Randle and 1.5 more than Kyle Kuzma. Ingram has gotten a lot better with his ball handling this season, which has allowed him to start at point guard whenever Lonzo has been out. With Lonzo having missed 23 games this season, the Lakers have tried to adjust their play to be able to cope whenever he was out. Lonzo is a big part of why the Lakers are much more of a transition and fast-paced style team, but whenever he is out, they're forced to play more in the half court, which is where the Lakers should start to improve. In the playoffs, half-court basketball is much more common. Games are slowed down, and teams pick apart screens they want set to get the matchups they want on the offensive end. The Lakers have not been accustomed to this kind of basketball, and that is where they may struggle once they reach the playoffs. But even if they are not used to that right now, with the remaining part of the season and next season, they have time to adapt to that style of play. With Brandon Ingram's improved vision and ability to find open teammates, he could learn to play that James Harden role. While isolation is not Brandon's go-to play style like it is for James, he has all the attributes to become a very good isolation player. With his length, he can score very well inside. He'll just have to become a more reliable three-point shooter when taking it off the dribble. Another option the Lakers could go to in isolation is Julius Randle. While he wouldn't be handling it at the top of the key like Brandon, he could be relied upon to post up. His inside presence has been nearly unguardable this season, and because of that, he'll draw a lot of attention. Because of his ability to playmake, he could use that to find open shooters when teams help onto him. But the reason why James Harden can do what he does for the Rockets is because of his supporting cast. He always has 3 capable shooters on the floor with him, and sometimes a 4th depending on if they decide to play 5 out with Ryan Anderson at the 5 instead of Clint Capella. The Lakers already have a stretch 5 in Brook Lopez, which allows Julius Randle to be the inside player. But in order for the Lakers to be a more efficient team, they'll need to get more reliable perimeter shooters. As it stands right now, the Lakers have just 5 players shooting over the league average of 36%. They're also second to last in the league in 3-point percentage. For the Lakers to play like the Rockets, they'll need the right players on the floor. They probably couldn't have Julius Randle, Isaiah Thomas, and Lonzo Ball on the floor all at once, because none of them are very reliable 3-point shooters. The Lakers would have to have a combination of Josh Hart, Kyle Kuzma, and KCP on the perimeter for isolation to be really effective for either Ingram or Randle. If they don't have reliable perimeter shooting, any other playstyle wouldn't be effective enough for the Lakers to be successful. The game has changed so much, and 3-point shooting will be heavily needed this offseason. In order for the Lakers to get where they want to go, they'll need to add some experience and perimeter shooting, so they'll have a better chance of executing executing in the playoffs. While they don't have to adapt to the exact playstyle of the Rockets, they'll need to learn how to play in the half court in order for them to become a better all-around team. That's all I have for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more Lakers and NBA content, and leave a like if you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.